So Phil Scott of the African Diaspora News Channel, great African Pan Africanist, always talking about the unification of Africa. I love the individual, he's a very intelligent man. He received this email from a Chinese individual, and I'm just going to read it to you guys, even though it's on the screen. It says, Phil, I have noticed that you are talking a lot about Chinese people moving to Africa. What you have to understand is that the Chinese are more advanced race than the Africans, and it's part of the evolutionary process that the stronger race dominates the weaker race. I understand that you're upset about it, but I hope that you understand that it's natural for the Chinese to rule over Africans. I am sorry that us Chinese believe that the Africans are mentally inferior and that their resources must not be wasted. It's in the betterment of the Chinese people, and since the Africans don't have the mental capacity to utilize their rich resources, why can't the Chinese do it? I hope you won't comment about the dealings of the Chinese people in Africa in the future. Many thanks. C. So, the email is obviously very annoying. A lot of people might even think that this email is from a troll, and the troll individual might even be a fellow African that created a fake Chinese account and a fake email account in a Chinese name and is trying to troll Phil Scott. But even if it's a troll, doesn't this email actually reflect the way Chinese people view Africans? No, let's keep it real. Also, I need people to understand that not every single Chinese person is thinks this way. Okay, not every single Chinese person views other groups of people, especially Africans, as inferior to them, and that's why we need to be rational in reacting to this type of information that is put out there. You can't be emotional and just treat everybody in a disrespectful way because you assume that they see you from that point of view. I understand you need to be hypersensitive because at the same time, you need to watch the way people behave around you or the way people communicate with you. That might give you an idea into how they think about you or how they view you. So we obviously need to be hypersensitive when it comes to that. But the most important thing about this email, this message is that we Africans that are busy fighting amongst ourselves, being tribalistic, being xenophobic, like we see in South Africa so many times. In Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa, extremely tribalistic people from all every group is guilty at this point. And then we are guilty of not holding our leaders accountable. We let our leaders run wild. They they are involved in corruption with impunity. We don't go out there on the streets to protest enough of the injustices that are meted against us. A lot of times these leaders, they go out there to China or to European countries or the United States. They sign memorandas of understandings where or they sign loans, okay? They sign deals with these countries whereby they take loans that are basically debt traps that they are not going to be able to pay off in their lifetime. I'm talking about the leaders that sign these deals. And then the infrastructure that they claim they are trying to build with these loans are not even seen. Or even if they are seen, they are substandard or they are not properly maintained. And it's just a vicious cycle that has been going on for so long. We Africans are not holding our own leaders accountable enough. And we Africans, a lot of times, we point our fingers at our leaders and blame them for all our problems. When in real life, our leaders are from our own communities. So they only represent our values when they get into those leadership positions. We are busy expending our energies in the wrong places. Meanwhile, people are plotting behind the scenes to snatch up the continent from us. If we don't take these things seriously, in no time, we're going to be recolonized. Okay? It might not happen the way it happened about 400 years ago when the Europeans came and thoroughly dominated us for like 300 years, which they are still doing till this day in form of neo-colonization. It's probably not it's not going to happen that way, but the Chinese are obviously re-strategizing the colonization, by giving us debt traps that we're not able to pay off. Right now, about 20 African countries owe China about $1 billion. So the truth is, we need to start focusing our energies at the right place. We need to unite. We need to come together. We need to stop pointing fingers at one another and blaming people unnecessarily. What we need to do is we need to hold our leaders on the continent accountable for whatever deals that they sign that makes no sense, that puts us at the negative end in the deal. We need to realize that people are plotting behind the scenes to snatch up our continent from us, okay? In collaboration with our leaders. Our leaders are so dumb most of the time that they don't even realize what is happening. And that's why we, the people, it's our responsibility to put out this information and protest. Protest as much as possible to ensure that things are working. And most importantly, we need to unify. We need to forget our differences. We need to work together as a group of Africans in building our continent. Otherwise, if this continent gets taken away from us, we are forever doomed. Because as it stands right now, being at the bottom of the food chain, we don't want it to get any worse than this. We need to wake up, guys.